Hello, and welcome to the Shoot, Reload, Repeat podcast. My name is Calvin, aka Practical as Buck, sitting down with my lovely co-host Charles, aka Dad, and our special guest Matt Browning.
Howdy.
Good evening.
So we have Matt on today from Extant Labs. He's the director of Extant Labs. So Matt, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, Matt Browning from Extant Labs. We're a chemical R&D company based in North Carolina. We make some pretty neat lubricant cleaning and a few other technologies for firearms, fishing reels, knives, and soon bicycles. So all designed and produced in the USA.
Awesome. So we can talk about the bicycle thing later. That's awesome. So I guess we can kind of talk about what we've done in shooting this week. Matt, since you're our guest, why don't you go ahead and go first?
I've done nothing in shooting because I'm under quarantine. So I hope you guys can hear me. I've actually have several N95 masks on right now. So I can remove maybe one of them if you're having trouble. But no, I haven't done anything. We're under shelter in place order. Everything's shut down. It's terrible.
Yeah, we are the same way. We've been in a shelter in place since last week. I haven't shot any matches. The only shooting I've done is I went and tested some 40 ammo. I did a little reload 6 drill, and that's about it. I've done dry fire and I've loaded ammo, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, all my gun stuff's been a little more on the practical side as I get ready for the food riots and the National Guard to take over the state. I'm like counting my boxes of green tip and stuff.
Or the New Yorkers coming in.
Yeah, or the horde of New Yorkers rampaging the state, like looking for toilet paper and finding none.
Yeah, I don't think there's really going to be any more shooting for at least a while. I listened to some other podcasts, and some people are saying they don't think that there won't be any matches or anything probably until like late summer, late June, early July.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to sponsor a match in May, I think, and I doubt it's going to happen anymore. So I don't know what our schedule is going to look like for the rest of the year, but I haven't done any shooting at all. It's been a bummer.
But until then, you guys can listen to us and be entertained by us. Hopefully, we can lift your spirits if you're stuck at your house.
Yeah, this is
loading new bullets or doing anything like that.
I did some dry fire practice, and I figured out another essential piece to your reloading equipment.
And what is that?
Depends.
Oh, one.
So you don't have to get up? You don't have to leave the table?
No, it's worse than that. I had a guy that works with me that's changing a firing pin on one of his pistols, and he asked me to run him just some brass with some primers in it just so he could test it in case he punches it all the way through the casing. And somehow, some way, I did a double primer, and that son of a gun went off in the machine.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was almost a depend moment. I said it and almost did it.
Yeah. Thank God Dylan has that steel primer tube, or else all those other ones would have went off.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is scary. Knock on wood. I have never had that happen, hopefully.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen again, because it got a little Western in there for a minute. It even woke my dog up.
Yeah.
I've never run a reloader myself. I got friends that do it, and it always seems like you're sitting there in front of a ticking bomb, and you don't know when it's going to go off. It always,
I mean, if you're smart about it, like I've had primers that didn't seat all the way, and you got to be smart because you pushed a little too hard, like Dad did, but he had 2 of them. It'll pop it. Like sometimes I'll have primers that don't seat all the way, so when I'm checking my ammo, I'll put those in a separate bucket, and then I'll go back and I'll reseat that primer. And there's been a couple times I pushed a little too hard, and I kind of was like, oh crap, I thought it was gonna pop. So
it's that sphincter tightening excitement right there.
That's the thing. My intellectual abilities go down the longer I do a repetitive task. So if I'm sitting there cranking on this machine over and over again, I'm only getting stupider as it goes on. That's why all our products are made in small batches.
Well, maybe you shouldn't do like a single stage press. You should just get like a 650 or 1050 and just automate it. Just push a button.
I mean,
But the
get
one
the
thing about it, when you're
robotic-
reloading, you got to be very anal, or I am, because every 10th round I'll check the powder.
Oh Lord.
Next 10th round I'll get the calipers out because I'm anal.
You don't deserve a 650. You know what? We're just gonna trade. You can have my squirt and I'll take the 650.
No.
Jesus Christ.
How often you guys get squibs on your reloads?
I got a lot of script at the beginning, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so that's one reason why.
Okay.
I'm knocking on wood. I've never had one.
But you know when you have one.
Quality control program. It's on point, man.
Yeah.
You want a job? Come on out to North Carolina.
You need a office in Texas.
There you go.
So, and we're gonna talk, and I think on our next episode we're gonna talk about reloading, because I know a lot of people are reloading. One of the guys that shoots for DG Bullets, his name is Heath More. This dude loaded like 10,045 bullets. He put a picture on Instagram, and it was like 2.5 5-gallon buckets full of loaded ammo. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's what a 650 with a bullet and a case feeder. He said he can load like a few hundred in like 8 or 9 minutes. So that's cruising right there. So
a buddy of mine that shoots for us. He got one of those. I forget the name of the company, but it's like a belt driven.
Oh, the Mark 7.
Yeah, he just got one of those. I went and saw him run it the other day. It's a thing.
Those are like a smooth $6-7 grand, but they can put out anywhere from like 1,000 to like 3,000 or 4,000 rounds an hour.
Yeah, he said you still have to watch it, and you gotta keep it fed, but you can just crank it out, man.
And it runs off like sensors and stuff. So if something gets out of whack, it'll stop itself. Yeah. I saw a video of a guy. He was loading with the Mark 7, and he let it load 5 rounds, and he stopped it. Like he was in the middle of reloading. He went out to his backyard, and he lived out in the country, and he did he chronoed his ammo, and it was like within a tenth of deviation, like a 0.4 deviation in the powder. So it's pretty accurate. I told Dad we should just buy one. We split it, and we'll just let it load all of our ammo for the year, and then it'll just. But
no, that's if you shoot a lot, that's worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, all right. So I guess we'll get started. So, Mr. Matt, why don't you tell us about how you started your company?
Well, Extant Labs is a division of a company called Cisco Chemicals, and I run the R&D program for them. So developing lubricants and cleaners and coatings and pesticides and stuff like that. And so developing new chemical technology, sometimes I'd run across something that was interesting and I'd, fool around with it in my spare time. And one of these was a very effective lubricating gel that actually would sort of encapsulate any contaminants and prevent them from sticking or interfering with the mechanism. And so I saw this going on in the lab, and it was kind of a no-brainer for me to try it on my guns. And about 1.5 years of iterating on that, we ended up with Echo 2.5, which is our sort of flagship gun oil product that incorporates that gel technology as well as the microscopic ball bearing technology. And then from there, we did the Alpha line, which is a little higher viscosities made for competition conditions. And then we did a cleaner called Break Contact, which is a low VOC cleaner. It doesn't stink when you use it. And it doesn't evaporate, so it's not going in your lungs when you use it. It's really human friendly. And then, we just keep kind of spinning out from there. Now we've got fishing real care oil and grease, and a dedicated knife oil, and soon we'll have a chain and a hub lube for mountain bikes and road bikes.
That's awesome.
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, you're right. I can't see any hands raised.
So your fishing pole stuff, is that both fresh and saltwater?
Oh yeah. No, a lot of my testing was out on the Carolina coast, so getting in there after the redfish, and that I tell you what, that's a fun production cycle right there. Just basically go fishing 3 times a week was
It's
So-
work, honey. I have to do this for
It's
work.
not. No, it's it. My wife is just. Are you seriously? Are you going fishing again during work? I said, yeah, babe. It's I got to test the products. It was torture, let me tell you. Catching all those bass and redfish,
What a tough life to have.
and they make me earn it. They do.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like the brake contact. For me, is like probably one of the best cleaners I've used.
Oh, thanks, man.
I like it a lot because I have that coating on my tin coating on my Glock barrel. At least I did on my 19 or my 17. And man, I would just wipe it. It would come so clean. I like that it doesn't stink or have an odor. The co-host is a fan of hops. He likes the smell of it.
Well, he's an old guy. I can't blame him.
Yeah, he's
well,
a believer.
that I guarantee you, if women would start putting that behind their ears, they'd be irresistible to any man. Oh, lady hops.
Except for PCC guys. But we're not gonna go there. Yeah,
Wait a minute. How long have we been doing this? It took that long to crack on PCC? 17 minutes. That's a record.
I was kind of expecting it earlier. I hesitate to tell you guys I shot PCC for a hot minute.
Okay, well, all right, guys, that's a great show. See you next time.
No. But wait, let me defend myself. I didn't carry my long arm around in a dang bag. I kept it slung, and so I could just walk up to the line and go to town. I didn't, I think everybody appreciated that.
Oh, you didn't go through all that bull crap that they do when they walk up there like you're opening up a briefcase at a bad drug deal?
No, man, that's pretty good. No, I just I ran it on a single point sling, and I kept it slung the whole time. I figure, if everybody else is wearing their gun in a holster like you're supposed to, I'm gonna carry a rifle on a sling like I'm supposed to. What's this bag stuff? I never got that, but I ended up going to limited. I had more fun shooting limited. So
yeah, limited. Yeah, it's more fun. PCC is stupid. I can't.
And some hatred for the PCC.
I can't stand it. Yeah. I guess I also like that Echo 2.5. I ran the Alpha Sauce in my 17, but I think the Echo 2.5 works better in the Glocks.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
It works really well. I think I ran it when I was running my dot for a while, and I wouldn't get I would just run regular gun lube, and whenever I would shoot, I would notice that there would be little droplets on the window of my dot, and then when I used the Echo 2.5. It wasn't on there. It just stuck to it. So that's
really cool. No, I'd never heard that before, but it makes sense. I used some ingredients in there that the product changes viscosity depending on how much force is applied to it. So it would keep it from just spraying off like that into little atomized particles. So that actually makes a lot of sense. That's really cool. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, because you don't really notice it when you shoot, but when you were just looking through, taking a sight picture or whatever, and you're not shooting, just looking through your dot, you notice it. And after Area 59, when I shot, 2 days of shooting and using that same oil, I don't even know how you could see my dot. The glass of my dot was so dirty. So
your dot had a cataract.
Yes, it did. It did.
Well, cleaning oil off a lens is a pain, man. That would. I don't shoot carry optics, so I don't have that similar complaint. But nobody likes to clean oil off a lens.
No. Awesome. So, I guess you said you shoot limited. So why don't you talk about what divisions you shoot and things like that?
Oh, dude, no, I stink. Nobody's gonna watch me shoot. No, I shoot. I don't even think I'm classified. I don't shoot enough. I would probably classify as a C shooter if I got all my classifiers done. Yeah, I shoot probably 2 or 3 matches a year. When we sponsor, and I shoot with some of our sponsored guys around here in the Carolinas. So I've been doing it on and off for a couple of years. I blew out my knee a couple of years ago, and that kind of put me on ice as far as doing any shooting, and I hadn't really gotten back into that much.
So okay. So not a lot of shooting for yourself.
Man, you're regretting your choice of guest. I can tell.
I know.
No, man, this is good. I love it. I just like the little announcements he's making.
God damn, shoots PCC. God damn.
I know.
This episode might not ever air.
Disaster for you, dude.
It's gonna go into the
man.
Go in the trash. So what match do y'all sponsor in North Carolina? Because there's a lot of USPSA in North Carolina.
Yeah, last year we did actually we didn't do one in North Carolina. We did the Mississippi Classic with Precision Delta and Limcat out there, and that was a great match. And then we did the Gator in Louisiana. So we did two matches last year.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, for some reason I always end up out in the Gulf states.
That's cool.
I don't know. I just like that region, I think.
Maybe you'll move your way into Texas and sponsor a match in Texas.
Oh, dude. Shout me out if we ever get to shoot matches again. Yeah, let me know.
Right? We might not ever get to shoot matches. I saw this on Instagram. So there's this range up in Dallas called Mission 160.
Yeah.
And Devin posted a video. So they're having like a steel challenge match, but it's like a social distancing one where you can go up and sign on. And from what I understood is the match is going to be open from like Thursday till Saturday. And when you go to practice core, you just sign up for a slot.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you just go and shoot it. And then I guess on Sunday they post results. So
dude, that's cool.
That's kind of a cool idea. If that's how we have to shoot matches, like AM, PM schedule for a local match, I think that I would be okay with that. At least I get to shoot.
Just have a lot of one-man squads. It'll be good.
Right. Just have 8 people squads, so that way you can have you, the RO, and the scorekeeper.
And the RO would have to stand so far away that the shot clock wouldn't work, and I get really good scores by default.
Right. You only pick up your first 3 shots.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Hopefully we'll get to shoot some matches soon. So, okay. Charles, their co-host, do you have any questions?
Well, while we were doing our screening process for our guests, somebody told us about some near-death experiences while making this stuff. I would love to hear those.
Yeah. I was going through your Instagram today, being a stalker, and I saw a video of you carrying like an engine block, and then you kind of busted your butt.
Yeah.
I wonder how he blew his knee out.
Yeah.
No. Okay. No, that was so that product I was working on became brake contact. So I was cleaning. I think that was an exhaust manifold or something. No, it was an intake manifold, and I had spilled some on the floor, and I totally busted. Yeah, go check out our Instagram, and you can watch me almost break my back on a concrete floor underneath an intake manifold. So that was one time I almost killed myself. A few years back now, the owner of the company over at on the Cisco side got in a bunch of this chemical called acetonitrile, and he said, "Hey Matt, I need you to package this up in little bottles for me." And I said, "Okay, boss." Yeah, I was new. I said, "Okay, whatever you say, boss." So I'm in there, I got my funnel. I'm pouring this stuff into little bottles, and I spill it all over myself. And my boss isn't there, so I call him up. I say, "Hey, what is this stuff? I just spilled it all over me." He goes, "What? You spilled it all? No, you gotta go take a shower quick." I'm at the office. There's just a shower at the office. So it's summertime. I'm riding my motorcycle. I jump on my motorcycle. I ride to my apartment really fast. I get there. I realize it's all evaporated by this point, but I take a shower. And then I go back to the office. I start bottling again. I do it again. Same thing. So I'm really angry. So, but then I find the MSDS on the thing, and I look at the synonyms for the chemical, and it says something cyanide, and then I think, oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. And so I call my boss up. I was like, this stuff says cyanide. What am I supposed to do? He's like, relax, Matt. I mean, you need to take a shower, but it's not the bad kind of cyanide. It's just a different kind of cyanide. It's like, okay. So that was like my first year on the job. I coated myself in some kind of cyanide, but it didn't kill me. But then more recently, I was working on a metal treatment process, and I set up this treatment chamber using a peroxide vapor, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I just set this thing up on a whim, and I started running, and then I get on the internet, and I'm looking at it, and I said, wow, this stuff looks really dangerous. And so I turn around and the machine has like fallen. The hose fell out, and there's like peroxide vapor coming out of the end of the hose.
Oh God!
And I like no. So I grab my respirator and I throw it on, and I go over there and I jerk the machine, unplug the machine and throw open the doors, and everything was okay. It was not a. Turned out I was only making like a tiny small amount of it, and it was not a big deal. But that was one of those. I came home and I was like, "Wife, I love you. I just want to tell you that." Like, what did you do? What did you do at work today?
Oh man!
She knew instantly that I had done something stupid. But yeah, that's the kind of fun stuff you get to do when you're a mad scientist.
So your job depends part of your PPE?
Yeah, every day. Depends daily.
Hey, I got some breaking news right quick.
Yo.
This is going to be very sad. Snoop Dogg canceled his concert here in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, man.
Are you going to be able to get your money back?
I hope so.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a bunch of shizzle right there.
Oh, my God.
All right, I digress. Go ahead, boys.
So you kind of like your life is like both into the spectrum. So you could go into work one day and go fishing, and the next day you might die.
Yeah, well, you can die fishing too. I'm not a strong swimmer, so
oh God,
it's danger at every end.
I hope you're insurance to listen to this podcast.
Nobody listens to this podcast. What are you talking about, dude?
What the hell? All right, guys, thanks for listening. Hey, I'll let you know we have 7,000 downloads, sir.
You're kidding me? That's awesome. That's a lot
of them are mine.
We have a big family.
And half of them are mine.
All right.
Half of my wife. Download it, honey. Delete it. Hurry. Download, delete.
Is that how you pump the numbers up?
That's how you do it.
All right.
It's like plastic surgery,
There you go.
It's like buying followers on Instagram from India.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta tell our social media guy, you can buy followers. It'd be great. We're gonna look awesome next week.
Yeah. That video was hilarious when I saw that. I felt bad for you, but it was also so funny.
Oh, yeah.
You pick it up and it just, and I sent it to you on Instagram so you can watch it. It's pretty hilarious.
I kind of feel like the world needed to see that. It was worth laughing at.
Yeah, you can't take yourself too seriously.
No, that's the truth.
That's why we have this podcast.
Good. Well, that's evident. Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about the product, your shooting products, and maybe you could kind of recommend like your alpha sauce.
Okay. Yeah.
What kind of firearms you'd use it in?
That's a good idea. You should be in marketing. So
I'm a teacher. I kind of am in marketing.
Oh, excellent. Okay. All right, I got an idea. So you guys throw out some gun models, and I'll tell you what to use on them.
1911.
Alpha sauce.
From both?
Yeah. Well, okay. So 1911. If you're a grease guy, you can get a combo with the alpha gel, which is that gel material I talked about earlier, like concentrated into a grease form factor. And then you can use the alpha sauce, which is more of an oil-based product, which also has microscopic ball bearings in it. And I know that maybe some of your listeners have never heard that term before, or maybe they've heard it by somebody spewing marketing garbage, because I know that term's been thrown around in the oil world before. But my product actually has, in alpha sauce, it's a 10 micron diameter spheres. And there's thousands of them in every drop, and they're incredibly slippery, and they roll between the action surfaces of your weapon. Okay. You can see all this under a microscope. It's really true. So yeah, for 1911, I would recommend the Alpha line.
All right. What about an M&P 2.0 5-inch?
The Echo line. So if you're carrying it, I would augment with Echo gel. But if you're just shooting competition, I would run straight Echo 2.5 on it.
Run competition with your M&P, Calvin.
No, not my shield, like a full size.
Oh, I got you.
I can't think. What about an AR? Like if I was gonna put it in an AR or an AK.
Oh, Echo, definitely. Actually, Echo 2.5 was developed around the mil spec. What's it called? PRF 63460, which is for CLP. So we used all the same. I rented a M249 saw, and replicated all their testing that the Army does when they do live fire testing. Because I mean, people are getting on there with a Timken machine or automotive tests and testing their oils, and that's all whiz bang. But I want to see the test done in a gun, so that's what we did. And,
well, yeah, 'cause there's really no. I guess there's really no heat or evaporation, because I've noticed, like with old, like other CLPs and like lubricants, like if I go and shoot like a practice session, let's say I shoot 300 rounds or 150 rounds. If I take the gun apart, that stuff is either like you said, flown off or it's burnt off. Usually, like people say, like with first couple stages of a match, your stuff is probably burnt off.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's because CLPs are kind of volatile because they're also a solvent. And so they have to have those volatiles enabled in order to be able to clean. But it also makes them evaporate. And so, I mean, the whole reason I got this project started with the Echo 2.5 and went that route with the development is because I would talk to a friend of mine who fought in Fallujah and was a saw gunner. And he was telling me that the CLP products would just gas off in the heat and he'd have to keep reapplying. And I had just come up with this gel material that I was using, and so I kind of put those things together, and that kind of got me started on it. But yeah, that's the whole point, is it's not going to gas off. In fact, we did a good 5,000 round day on that M249 saw, and when we broke it down at the end of the day, the bolt was still nice and wet.
Wow.
So yeah, it'll stick on there really well.
Okay, so I guess we talk about like open shooters. If I was an open shooter, I'd want to use what would I use?
The Alpha line. Yeah.
The Alpha.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've got a lot of open guys that really like the Alpha.
Yeah, because those guns, they shoot, they run pretty hot, and there's a lot more moving parts.
Yeah.
A lot more stuff moving around.
Yeah, a lot more force too. I mean, and so you need something that's not going to get slung off as easily. So ours does pretty well in that application.
Awesome. So, is there any new products you guys are developing?
We will soon have a chain and a free hub lube for mountain and road bikes. So you can look for those. You guys are cyclists. If
you saw us, you would not think we were cyclists.
You might, man. They make spandex in all sizes, bro. Big spandex.
Then you could see our microscopic ball bearings.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you couldn't let that one go by. What is this great? Come on, guys. Come on.
I was gonna say something
this
earlier.
Is a professional show
about microscopic ball bearings, and someone else on the show has experience with those, but I didn't say it.
That's really rose above it.
Oh, that's all right.
So the cycling products will be available probably in about a month. On our website, extantlabs.com, or on Amazon. Yes. You can give Jeff Bezos a cut if you prefer.
Don't use Amazon because my discount code doesn't work on Amazon. So.
Oh, that's okay. Just go to the website. Use $10.
Yeah, save 10%.
This discount code, you get 10% off.
Yeah, save you some.
We can just leave Jeff out of that. We can just leave Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos does not need your $13. Okay.
No, they may be hurting because I heard they walked off the assembly line today.
Oh.
No, I think they've got a cloning operation going. They can just clone more workers.
There you go. There you go. That's in New York, isn't it?
They got them all over the place. They've got one in Charlotte.
Okay, I'm sure that's a fine one.
They have one in San Antonio.
Yeah, they're putting them up everywhere.
Or one of my neighbors works at one.
You got clout when your distribution center is attached to the airport, like it is here in Charlotte.
Oh wow!
But wow. I think Bezos he's out chilling in New Zealand right now, riding out the plague in style.
Man, must be nice.
Yeah, it must be.
Must be nice. Awesome. So we did put like a feeler out that you're on your Instagram or my Instagram, and we didn't get any questions. So,
well, all our followers were purchased from India, so they don't
speak English.
Well, they don't ask questions. You got to pay extra. You got to pay extra for that. I'm kind of a cheapskate.
You couldn't afford it.
We're just a small, like, artisanal craft, small batch lube business. We can't afford to pay for the questions.
Yeah. All my followers are organic, but that's why I only get 30 likes per picture. So
Actually, no, I just got a question. It's Matt. How do you keep so fit, and good looking despite your academic and professional rigor? Well, that's a really good question. And I drink 5 liters of tonic water a day, and
With what?
No, just the straight tonic water. That's it.
Oh, I thought maybe you mixed it.
No, I'd be in trouble then. And then, I sun myself in my hammock every afternoon, and that keeps me looking young. And
you're living that good life.
Yeah.
That was from your wife, wasn't it?
No, she doesn't think that highly of me.
She's just waiting on that insurance check.
She's like, Matt, how do you live with yourself? When you don't bathe as often as I do. That would be her question. But I didn't tell her about what we put up on Instagram, so she didn't ask a question.
Awesome. Well, Dad, is there anything you would like to add?
No, this has got to be one of the best ones we've had. He's made me laugh.
He's very entertaining.
Well, that's all I've got to bring to the table. Artisanal lube companies, we don't have a lot of clout.
You're like the
every bottle is hand squeezed though.
You're organic.
Organic hand squozen gun lubes.
Squozen.
Could y'all sell that at Whole Foods?
Yeah. Well, I try. Whole Foods is really down with the gun stuff.
Is it not? Is it non-conflict? Is it conflict free?
No, it's conflict. It's pro-conflict.
Oh.
It encourages conflict at every. I don't know what's conflictful. It's conflictful.
It's pro-conflict.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Awesome.
And that tonight, boys and girls, is your vocabulary lesson.
Yeah, if you're being homeschooled right now, there you go. Just listen to our podcast. You'll learn all kinds of new words.
Well, we're all homeschoolers now. Everybody's got kids anyway.
So awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys.
I apologize
for bud.
The earlier technical difficulties, but we got it figured out. Good old Skype saved the day again.
Yep.
Oh, reliable, all faithful.
Maybe we need to put that on our jerseys.
Skype is like it's like the Glock 19 of the podcasting world.
Yeah.
We tried to run a Gucci race gun using Zencaster and it didn't work, so we went back to our Glock 17.
Yeah. You got to stick with what works. It is practical shooting. You got to stick with what works.
Oh, that's
when we first started, we were using cans and string, so we're doing better.
Just yelling at each other.
What? What?
So awesome. Well, before we leave, I need to, plug the people that also support us. So Red Hill Tactical, DG Bullets, Can Arms, go check them out. Have discount codes for all of them in my Instagram profile. Make sure you go like our Facebook page. Just search Shoot, Reload, Repeat Podcast on Facebook and go and like our page. You can follow me on Instagram at PracticalAsBuck. You can follow Charles at C31 Leatherwood. Matt, you want to pimp your social medias on there?
I prefer to communicate by smoke signals, but if you must, we are Extant_labs, and I am personally Extant_Matt, although I only get on there about once a month.
Go on there and go find a video of Matt busting his butt with the...
Yeah, you gotta get on there. I think that's on my. Is that on my personal one or is that? I don't even know.
It's on your personal one.
Okay, go to Extant_Matt and watch the video of me dropping an intake manifold on myself. It's entertaining.
It's very.
And then they'll talk about micro ball bearings.
Yeah, ball bearings.
Yeah, shoot me an email. We could talk about ball bearings. It'll be great.
Just no attachments.
No attachments. I don't want to see them. We'll just talk about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being on the show, and
thank you.
It was a good conversation. So
enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe and like and share this with all your people. Make sure you download and delete it and have your family download it and delete it. You don't even have to listen to it. Just download it and delete it.
Several times?
Several times.
Okay.
Make your kids do it before you give them the Wi-Fi password.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for listening, and shoot fast and don't suck.